Here are some common errors in SketchUp that hopefully you can fix. So you might get to this point in the outhouse building and you say, I can't pull up that stupid line. Well, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Watch what happens here. See how that line is kind of hanging over? That's because when you drew the line, you didn't get it to land on both anchor points. So I'm going to go back here a couple steps and show you what you should do. When you grab your line tool, you want to use inferencing. You want it to it snaps right to that midpoint and it's on the line, and then you can click once. You're not dragging. Remember, you're just moving the mouse, and that says midpoint again. So now it's on the midpoint of that line and the midpoint of that line, and you know that it's stuck. Often people try to move in the beginning here with the push-pull tool. Well, that only moves planes around. You're supposed to be, in this case, using the move tool, which is this little cross, and then you hover over on that line. If it turns blue, you can lift up. And if I zoom out, I'll get a better point of view so I can see. In some cases, though, you might need to hover to a different angle to pull it. It doesn't always want to cooperate. So let me show you another way that this might happen. You might say, oh yeah, it looks like I'm pulling it up, it looks good. And then you move around and you see that it wasn't correct, so you may need to go back to another angle. Always try and go to a different angle and see if you can get that to do what you want it to do. Another thing that happens is people with the orbit tool will orbit really far away, especially they'll try and be really far away and then they can't get things to do what they want. I suggest using the scroll wheel in the center of your mouse, scrolling in, using the hand tool to position and scroll, or if you want to, you can use this magnifying tool. With either tool, make sure that you're right on the object that you want to zoom in on. So in this case, if I want to orbit around the top part of my piece here, I'm going to keep the orbit tool right on that. If I want to orbit down here, see how it orbits me differently than it does when I'm up here? So always position these tools right on where you're looking to go. Sometimes people will get so far in and they can't figure out where they are and they're all lost. A really easy way to get out of that is this tool here, the Zoom Extents tool. It'll pop you back out to a logical position, and that will help you kind of figure out where you need to go. So for this first, trying to build the outhouse, these are some common mistakes that happen. Lastly, people will often, when drawing with this line tool, forget or see how I didn't go all the way down and they get something that's crooked. Remember, orbit to a logical position here and get close if you need to. People sometimes will try and do all of this from out here and it doesn't make any sense, so it's important to get up close. Here are some workarounds for some common problems.